Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast Content Tuesday edition. Today, we're going to be going over the things in the college football world, talking about the Buckeyes, college football playoff rankings, Michigan, and so many of the big matchups that are happening this weekend. We got the Content Tuesday crew of Justin, Byron, and Cedric with us today. And since we have so much to talk about, we're just going to hop right into it. And Byron, my man, take it away.
Yes, sir. But before we take it away, happy 7,000 listens today, guys. Big milestone. But Ohio State won again, 35-16. Kyle McCord, 19 for 26, 189 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception. Travion Henderson had the bulk of the carries again, 22 carries, 128 yards, and 1 touchdown. There were other people that ran the ball, but most they had were like 5 yards. Cade Stover didn't play due to a knee injury. Marvin Harrison Jr., 4 receptions, 25 yards, 2 touchdowns. So a low yardage game for him, but he did have 2 last-minute touchdowns. Travion Henderson had 5 receptions for 80 yards. Emeka Egbuka did play. He had 4 receptions for 29 yards. Our defense had 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception that ended up being a 93-yard touchdown return. Even though Denzel Burke and Lathan Ransom didn't play, our defense still looked good. It was actually the first game where we've allowed a play of 40-plus yards, which is great through 9 games. Nationally, Rutgers is a top 11 defense in yards allowed per game, top 6 defense in passing yards allowed per game, and top 20 in points allowed per game. So their defense is nothing to slouch at. So I understand the offensive struggles against them. I did like the fact that we found a way to win because we were down 9-7 at half, but credit to our defense because it could have easily been 21-7 at halftime.
Cedric, what do you take away from the game? What things did you like, didn't like, have cause for concern from the Buckeyes?
Like the run game. Love the run game. It's good to see Travion getting it in out there. Other than that, I feel like Rutgers, it took us a minute to get going, but I feel like Rutgers is a better team than a lot of us give credit to. A lot of people possibly think that they're not that great, but they played a good game. But again, for me, is the run game. Us sticking with the run game and being successful.
Justin, if I were to tell you that Rutgers had more total yards than Ohio State and more first downs and more time of possession, what would your first thoughts be if I told you that?
Just looking at the stats now, and I was thinking how the Ohio State wins by so much. I mean, tale of 2 halves. At the end of the day, the defense didn't give up any touchdowns. They gave up 3 field goals. Giving up over 200 yards on the ground. It's a little nerve-wracking. I don't know how, but hey, you didn't give up any touchdowns, so you got New Jersey will win. So I'm good with it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that was the real turning point was the Hancock 93-yard interception return. Once that happened, Rutgers, they lost all momentum because they were playing very well until that happened. And Henderson and then Marvin Harrison in the 4th, and that was all she wrote. And Rutgers is bowl eligible this year, so 6-3, 3-3 in the conference overall. So besides that, we're also just going to go into, since there's other big stuff in the college football, then we're going to talk about Michigan State right now. So we play Michigan State this weekend. Obviously, Michigan State has had their own problems. We've talked about it here, the firing of Mel Tucker and him trying to get his money back and going through litigation and all of that. Ohio State is a very, and I mean very big favorite in that game. It is currently a 31.5 spread for that game. And this game is at night on NBC. Just saying with Justin. Justin, what are your thoughts on Ohio State, Michigan State?
Where the game at?
It's in Columbus.
LSU going to whoop the dog shit out of them. We got way too much to be talking about to put any more energy into this goddamn game.
Cedric.
What that guy said.
Byron.
Yeah, we should walk away with that. This week.
Fair enough. I have nothing more. The only one thing I was like, if this was the same Michigan State of old, we'd be a tad bit more nervous.
Thanks.
No. Michigan State is in absolute shambles right now.
Yes, they are in shambles. So going from them, we all have a Buckeye win. I don't know about 31 points. That's a lot of.
They did cover last game.
I mean, Michigan was able to fucking cover against them, and I think it was at least 31. It was something like that.
That's true. But then Michigan State, after they started losing to Michigan, Justin, they resorted to throwing hands. So
we gotta worry about that. You can never count out a team that don't got nothing to lose. So if it does come to that, we need to get off the field as quickly as possible. Those motherfuckers do not have a goddamn thing to lose at this point. Those motherfuckers are already out of there.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are in that portal. Probably right now as we speak.
Oh, man. All right. So let's go to some of these big games that we had over the weekend. Georgia versus Missouri. Georgia wins 30-21. Justin, you and I did take Missouri in that game. Missouri did show they are for real in that loss. And Georgia, when it was time to win, they won. Missouri's quarterback threw that terrible interception in the fourth quarter. And that really sealed the game for them. So, Justin, what were your thoughts? Obviously, me and you picked Missouri. Byron and Cedric took Georgia. What were your thoughts on the game?
I didn't say Missouri covers and
Oh no, you said
Georgia
they were going to
wins.
cover. No, you said they're going to cover. You didn't say that.
Yeah, I said Georgia was going to win the game.
Well, that 14.5 was very disrespectful.
It definitely was. Like, the books were definitely sleeping on Missouri, but they came out to play.
They did.
Like they absolutely came out to play. It was 10-10 going into halftime. That third quarter, Georgia kind of reminded the nation who they are, and the game was at home. Missouri showed up though. Missouri showed up and showed out, and they let the world know that they don't suck either, and they're a factor. New Year's Six type of team, all that.
Really wonder what the line would have been if Missouri was at home.
Touchdown, probably.
Yeah,
touchdown.
Cedric, what are your thoughts on Georgia and Missouri having a close game and Georgia coming out on top?
Great win for Georgia. I mean, they had to win this game. They have to win out the rest of the season. Showing other offensive options than just Mr. Bowers. So it's working out well, I guess, for them. No interceptions for Beck. 2 passing touchdowns. Not bad.
Byron?
Yeah, great win for Georgia. Brady Cook, like you said, that last interception was just terrible. He did end up throwing 2 interceptions, so Georgia definitely won the turnover battle, but Lat McConkey stepping up in the place of Brock Bowers, 7 receptions, 95 yards. No touchdown, but he did have a long receiving one for 33 yards. So definitely Georgia's showing why they're the national champs.
And you said that Georgia won the turnover battle. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's the difference in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
That's really all it is.
Now that game was in Missouri. I bet a little bit. It would have been a little bit different. It would definitely been a little bit different. Georgia is fucking skating right now, getting all their hardest damn games at home.
They did it last year too.
I need you, Tennessee, in 2 weeks. I need you.
Tennessee was at Tennessee last year when they beat Alabama. Like Georgia got them at almost the same date. 3:30, like 3:30 at home.
Wild.
Cedric, man, I don't want to. They're not your boys, but he always cracks me up what you say about Nick Saban. Alabama versus LSU. Bama wins 42-28. I don't know what Saban has said to Milroe in these past couple of weeks, but him and Daniels, they put on a show until Daniels got hurt. So, Cedric, what are your thoughts on Alabama?
I mean, I'll tell you exactly what this man done told Milroe. He told him the same thing at the beginning of the season when he sat his ass. He said, listen here, young man. You win Tuscaloosa. There's money on the line down.
That's true.
I can't afford to not make it to the SEC championship. I was like, I'll wait on the conversation for the playoff. We're going to get there. But right now we need to get these wins. And I need you to get your shit together. So, because I will not hesitate to ship your ass out. And this is, hey, he's been playing right ever since. So, good game, honestly. Great game. It was on true SEC fashion. A lot of scoring, a lot of highlights. I honestly, between that game and USC, I was flipping back and forth, and I eventually just gave up and just broke out the laptop and the phone. I was like, I got to watch both games. They both have to be on.
Justin, man, only Nick Saban can bench his starting quarterback after a loss. Them struggle that game, they bench him, and now has his quarterback peaking at the exact time. Milroe threw for 219 and ran for 155.
Yeah, I mean,
four rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and four rushing touchdowns.
Milroe absolutely fucking went off. Like, don't have nothing to say against that. But I think Alabama just finally figured out how to like actually use him, because when I was watching that game, they weren't trying to do any time and passes like they used to do it, like Bryce Young and Mac Jones. They were just running this man and letting him, just create off of junk plays. Like most of the big plays, other than him running like the big pass plays, it was him scrambling and dumping off to a running back and getting busy. And credits to the Alabama coaching staff, their offensive coordinator Tommy Rees figuring out a way to best use Jalen Milroe's talent. I mean, he's obviously not the best thrower, but goddamn, that dude can run the ball. He's just an athlete playing quarterback, and if you can harness that, if you can use that correctly, you can put up a lot of points like they did against this shitty ass LSU defense. But hey, shout out to LSU too. Jaden Daniels with the fuck off. I know I've been caping up for Luther Burns III a lot, but the best wide receiver in that SEC is Malik Neighbors. I mean, 10 receptions, 171 yards, a touchdown.
Yeah, that nigga's real.
Yeah, LSU has a talented offense. Their defense just couldn't keep him in the game, couldn't keep it close for him.
Yeah, once Jaden went down, it was pretty much the side, because the fact that these two, Jaden and Jalen, were going tit for tat, it was absurd. Byron, man, with the way Alabama's clicking right now, are they the most dangerous team in college football right now?
I think a lot of people are overlooking them because of that loss to Texas, but they're, like you said, peaking at the right time. They're currently 8 at CFP rankings. Top of the SEC East. They're probably
West. They're in the West.
West, yes, thank you. SEC West. They're probably going to win out. And make it back to the SEC championship after Michigan last year.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to play them right now.
Oh no, not at all. Not especially with Jalen Milroe going off.
Yeah. So, next game, Texas, Kansas State, the team that beat Alabama. Texas beats Kansas State 33-30 in overtime. Because of Oklahoma, Texas is really the last hope for the Big 12 to get to the CFP. Byron, what are your thoughts on Texas pulling that out?
Hey, they must win November. They did what they had to do. Kansas's quarterback went off 327 yards, 4 touchdowns. They have interception of their Texas running back, 22 carries, 112 yards, touchdown. So they did what they had to do. Currently still ranked 7 in the CFP, like Big 12's best bet. Although it would probably be, I'm thinking Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship. That was probably a rematch. So if Texas can win that.
Whoa. The Cowboys got the driver's seat now. They got the driver's seat.
Cowboys now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Texas and Oklahoma State. Yeah.
Because Oklahoma.
My bad.
Yeah. So, but Justin, what are your thoughts on Texas surviving an OT? Because again, November is for contenders. If you want to win, you got to win in November.
Yeah, good win for them. I did not really watch this game, but I did saw on the little ticker that 7 out of that last 8 Kansas State Texas games has been like under 7 points, so it was just going to be a tough game for them. And they got the win despite turnovers and letting the Kansas State quarterback absolutely carve them up.
Cedric?
Way to hook 'em, Horns. Way to hook 'em.
Going back to Justin, because Justin said, man, Bedlam is no joke when this rivalry happens. Justin, you took Oklahoma State to win this game, and you were very confident, and they did it, and they eliminated Oklahoma from the college football playoff in their last rivalry game. But Justin, take it away, man.
I mean, hell yeah, they did, but Oklahoma kind of blew it. There was a possession where in the like the beginning of the fourth quarter where they had Oklahoma State pin back, and they had like 3 penalties in a row, 3 defensive penalties in a row, and that gave Oklahoma State the lead, and Oklahoma State was not giving that shit back up. Oklahoma State came to play. Alan Bowman was tossing dimes. Running back Ali Gordon III was going off. Like, see, Oklahoma had the momentum after my nigga Ali threw that pick. I don't know what the fuck Mike Gundy was thinking calling that bullshit, but hey, they survived it. Last Bedlam game. Shit, I think that rivalry is more tough than Texas Oklahoma for real. Sad to see it go, honestly. Bedlam.
Yeah. Cedric, thoughts on Oklahoma? We were high when they beat Texas, and then they just crashed and burned with 2 straight L's.
So I can't say like it's terrible. Like, I honestly think the loss to Kansas is worse than this loss.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we said last week, like Oklahoma State is no joke. Like, niggas has been playing. I still think Drake Stoops is the shit, but that's his own thing. Like, that nigga be balling out there.
I feel Byron, anything on that one?
Hey, it was a good game. I picked Oklahoma to win because I thought they would bounce back after that loss to Kansas, but Bedlam, man, it's crazy. Hate to see it go.
Justin, another one of your teams that you have hope for, Ole Miss. They won.
Survived, man. They survived.
Mm-hmm.
Against my best friend, Jimbo, 38-35. It was very close. It was a very close game, but the real thing, like Justin said, Ole Miss still holds out hope. They are still holding out hope, and we're going to talk about them later because they got Georgia. So, but
the committee going to have a decision to fucking make if Ole Miss keeps winning. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Ole Miss needs some defense. These niggas can ball on offense, but they can't play deep.
It's a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams in college football who struggle defensively.
I just need them to get some stops. Like, their running back had 3 rushing touchdowns. Dart threw for almost 402 passing touchdowns. They're too powerful offensively to not stop anybody.
Well,
yeah, letting A&M cook you up like that is bad.
Hey, we've been there before, having no defense.
Bro, the receiver had over 200 yards receiving.
We've been there before too, man.
Come on,
we've been there before.
Like, I feel like someone was playing NCAA in this game. Like,
yeah, they hold out hope. They're surviving. Byron, do you have anything you want to add?
I was surprised that Texas A&M was still showing up to fight, but hey, they had something they wanted to prove. Just couldn't get it done.
Those A&M players got to put good film out there for when they leave.
Sure.
Jimbo's trying to keep that money. He's like, yo, keep one more year.
Those kids got something to play for.
Yeah. Well, the last game reviewing was
that was a flight to LA.
Number 5 Washington at this time, number 24 USC. Washington wins the game 52-42. Dillion Johnson, who hasn't rushed for more than 100 yards in his whole college career, he had that at halftime against USC. He finished with 256 and 4 touchdowns. Justin, you played football. How hard is it to run for 256 yards and score 4 touchdowns on people of your same caliber athletically?
That shit don't happen much, man. Like, you really have to be a bad fucking defense to give up 316 total rushing yards. Like that is just it's ridiculous, and that's why their defensive coordinator got fired. I mean, USC couldn't score not the red zone, but not 1 point in the fourth quarter. Not 1 point. That is what y'all do is fucking score, but not 1 point in the third quarter, giving up 4 goddamn touchdowns in the second quarter. This is a piss poor defensive performance, but it's been a theme for them since Lincoln Riley got there. So I'm not even that mad anymore. I'm disinterested in them.
Byron, Cedric, do you guys have anything you want to add before I say some words?
I just want to say, good job, Huskies.
Okay. Byron?
Hey, USC showed more fight than I thought they would last podcast. I didn't think they would get up for this game, but hey, Caleb Williams, man, he's had something to prove. He had 3 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Penix threw that pick early in the third quarter. I was like, oh, might be up for Washington, but they battled back. Shout out to Dillion Johnson. Because after emotional interview, his dad passed away the week before, so that game was for his dad, and he showed out.
Okay, that is true. That is nice. So, Justin's already stated that they fired Alex Grinch, who Alex Grinch was with Lincoln Riley in his Oklahoma days, and Alex Grinch came from our defense when he was doing that stuff with Dragon Ball expert Mitch Oso's best friend Kerry Coombs on that defense. So you already know how it is. Look, man.
So that means he was good?
Yeah, it means he's good, Cedric. And if Lincoln Riley, you were telling me that I had to really just write this shit down. So Caleb Williams won the Heisman last year, returning Heisman Trophy winner. And Lincoln Riley's his coach, and you are telling me there is no way in history that a returning Heisman Trophy winner has never even won their fucking conference. Caleb Williams has never won the Pac-12.
No, because Utah booted him out last year.
Mm-hmm. And then he won't win it this year.
It's an indictment on his coaching.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about coaching? Again, Lincoln Riley has had Heisman Trophy winner Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray, Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams, Heisman finalist Jalen Hurts, 0 playoff wins. 0. And Caleb Williams will never even get to that postseason. 0. You win the Heisman, but you can't win the conference.
That's crazy.
Hey, man, it's hard out here.
You're right, Cedric, because Lincoln Riley is 2-6 against the top 25 teams at USC. He's 0-3 against top 25 teams this year. He's 15-6 against top 25 teams when he was at Oklahoma. So he's already lost as many games against top 25 teams at USC than he did his entire tenure at Oklahoma, which was 6 years.
He has a target on his back. And look, hey, he comes to the Big Ten next year. It's going to be great.
Well, he's coming, he has a target on his back with his unlimited access to the private jet for his family.
Hey, because sometimes you try to coach after flying coast to coast and you jet lag.
It's downright embarrassing. And I get on Jimbo Fisher. At least Jimbo Fisher has a ring. This man, Lincoln Riley, has no championships to show for shit. 0.
That is very true.
There's a couple Big 12 titles.
Is that a championship, Justin?
It's not natty.
That's all.
Okay. Are you upset?
It's not natty. Be more specific now.
I was sitting here. I was like, man, is he going to take the 10 minutes now? Look, you wanted the 10 minutes. I'm surprised I didn't see you in the news. And Justin on that plane going to this man's house.
You don't understand how pissed I was because Washington was really fluttering. And US, oh my God, they are so bad. Let me tell you how bad USC is right now. Let me tell you in this world. I've been watching this game vividly for 20 years now. USC, James fucking Madison is ranked ahead of USC.
It'd be like that sometimes, so let it get to you.
Nah,
Probably let out my frustration on Saturday.
Not James Madison. If you would have put money right,
Was that the Bulldogs?
bro? I don't even know what James Madison's thing is.
Used to be a Bulldog in NCAA.
Do you even know where they're at?
No,
Virginia.
are they really?
Yeah.
Bro, Liberty is ranked ahead of USC. Liberty.
Liberty.
Tulane. Bro, come on, man. Hell no.
Don't knock on Tulane, man.
I know. I actually kind of
I
like
fuck with the
Tulane.
Waves.
I kind of like Tulane, but that's embarrassing, Justin. And you know it. You have all those resources at USC, and now you're not even ranked in the top 20 fucking 5.
I don't know why Alex Grinch had a job for so long. We already knew he can't fucking coach defense.
That's
I don't know
I'm
why
saying.
he was employed for so long.
Because I can't be too upset. I can't be shocked. They haven't played defense all year. What do you think was going to happen?
And then his high-powered offense gonna get a fucking point in the fourth quarter.
In the most important quarter.
Not one goddamn point. You still have everything in front of you. You still could have got another conference championship. The only thing you can fucking win, and you blew it. My nigga Caleb Williams stands crying. He did a disservice to that man.
To say,
Inconsolable.
I will say this though. My man fell out in the stands. I had to double check because I was like, is this? Oh shit, this nigga really is in the stands falling out. That shit's heartbreaking, honestly. I will say this though, because Twitter comes back. Twitter remembers shit. When that nigga hit LOL on Max Dugan when he was crying. Twitter remembers that shit.
Oh, yeah, they hit him hard. And you remember that shit now, boy. USC has given up 102 points in the past 2 games.
That is insane.
Actually, 100.
No, what's insane is that they gave up some of those points to Cal. That's what's
That's
insane.
true.
So if you go all the way back to the last time they didn't give, so Arizona State, they gave up 28, and then it's been 41, 41, 48, 34, 49, 52.
I mean, how can you win consistently like that? You just can't win consistently like that.
You can't.
Giving up that many points is ridiculous. Fuck, Ohio State when the defense sucked wasn't even giving up that many.
Nope.
Consistently week to week, like these fucking assholes do.
Just wait till next week. They play Oregon. They got Bo Nix, baby.
Or you want the dog shit out of them.
That is one of our games we're picking, and we're not even picking for USC. We're picking because Oregon is in win out mode too. So
I swear to God, if fucking USC wins this week, I swear to God.
You can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
he can do what he can do. What everyone does.
I can keep you on this microphone, fucking screaming about until someone hears me.
Hey, someone's hearing because as soon as I say shit about Lincoln Riley, he gets tweeted out by some rando.
Good.
That's true.
I'm just saying, my man, Lincoln Riley. Look, Grinch was with him in Oklahoma. They were giving up fucking buckets in Oklahoma. Shit ain't new. Shit was only working when they were getting the offense and they were scoring. And it's not even like they scored bad this game. It's just shit happens. It's not Caleb Williams' fault they lost.
No.
My thing was I feel bad for the guy because he was crying. But dude balled out. Caleb Williams had a fucking stellar game. They turned over Michael Penix, which I don't know how many turnovers they get a game.
He played a stellar game and they still lost by 10 points.
I mean, offense can't be your skull. It can't be your calling card. And when you're down in the fourth quarter, you don't score a point.
I told you
simple as that.
They Carmelo. I told y'all 4 weeks ago they Carmelo Anthony in the fucking college football. They don't give a fuck about defense.
Yeah,
it's travesty. And look, man, I'm getting to the point too where Jimbo might have to be like the third wheel. It might be me and Lincoln now. This is getting bad, bro. That shit really got me pissed. Like I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, man, this offense really has to play perfect for them to stand a chance. And they're scoring all these points, and they didn't lose by 3, they lost by 10.
I mean, you said so perfectly. Like Caleb Williams is so damn good, and he really has nothing to show for it. He has he has 2 losses. He has 3 losses to Utah. One of those in the conference championship game at last year, and then a 3-loss season right now. It's
gonna be
wild,
and it's gonna be more.
Yeah, he's probably gonna lose this week again if they don't score 60 fucking points.
Mhm.
And I don't think Oregon gonna let that happen at Autzen, to be
Mhm.
quite honest with you.
It's nuts. Caleb Williams, 312
Oregon,
yards, 3 touchdowns. Their running back, 127 yards on the ground. Receiver, 122 yards receiving. What? That's arguably that's as good as any offense you can ask for.
And
And
we
they
talk
need
about
more.
Alabama having money. USC probably has just as fucking much. Private school tuition. They can buy the best defense that money can buy, and they don't do it.
Well, they
I'm
use
talking
their
about buying wins when I say Alabama got money.
Well, they use their money to buy Lincoln's house. So,
And a private jet.
Well, no. The jet was already there.
24/7 access.
They just don't give a fuck about the gas no more.
And then he said we can have a great. He said we can have a great defense. I was like, Lincoln, I don't know how you've been coaching all these years and you've never.
Wait, did he tweet that before or after they fired Grinch?
It was after.
That's what he
After.
meant. I'm so not ashamed. This nigga said. They fired Grinch. Now we can have a great defense.
That's trash.
That's
That's
terrible.
wild.
They're so disappointing, and everyone was so high on them at the beginning of the year again.
I was too. I was like, man, they're gonna win the Pac-12. I said on the first college preview episode.
I didn't say all that, but I thought they were going to be in contention in November. I didn't think that.
Their season
the
was
only
over in
reliable thing
October.
there.
Yeah,
The only
it
reliable
was.
thing in that school is Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
And if he plays bad, if he doesn't play, they lose by 30.
Why don't you think come out and beat Oregon this week? Just watch. Fire that defensive coordinator. Watch it be like the Raiders. Watch it be like the.
I was gonna say, you gonna say it's like the Raiders?
No, I was gonna say
wild.
since we put him on the last podcast, I was gonna say like Clemson, Dabo yelling at some child, his team responds, and then they just randomly beat Notre Dame. That he's like, oh, for stock, you better buy Clemson stock in now. I was like, what are y'all, Dogecoin? Like, what are we buying? What are we buying stock in? Y'all are trash.
Hey, don't tell those OSU fans. Some of the OSU fans, that's the next coach of Ohio State right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no. Let's not say that ever again.
All right. So Lincoln, trash. Oklahoma, trash.
Damn. What'd they do to you?
Bro, it's because I had high hopes, and then they just lose 2 straight, and then they're poo.
Don't let Lincoln affect your mood.
That's true. All right, so contenders or pretenders. Just want to do this really quickly because I saw this article.
Yeah.
So based off of, one of them is gone. Oklahoma. They were on this article of contenders and pretenders. Obviously, we know they're pretenders. So just want to ask you guys, and you just have to answer contender if they can if you think they could win a championship or not.
Okay.
Number 1, Georgia, contender or pretender?
Contender.
I'm
Michigan?
not about to answer that.
Michigan contender.
If they don't get suspended, contender.
Ohio State.
I'd say we're contenders.
I'm gonna say
Quiet.
contender. I just want to see how we do against Michigan, but now I think we're a contender.
If they beat Michigan, yeah, they're a contender. Absolutely.
Florida State. Are they the
contenders.
real deal? Okay.
They're the real deal. They already clinched their spot in the ACC title game.
His answer.
That's his team. That's his team, bro. He ride it with them like he rides with Seth Rollins. He picked them from day one.
Oh, yeah. They already clinched a spot in the title game. They're good.
Yeah.
Washington.
I think they're a contender.
I'm going to say pretender.
Cedric.
Man, but that nigga's real. I'm going to say contender because right now, I'm going to say contender. I want to see them get to the Pac-12 championship game. We'll see what that's like.
I was going to say, if they get that rematch with Oregon, I don't.
That's the thing. I don't know, because they literally won because they missed a field goal, and they got Oregon State coming up too on their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And Utah, so
I think Washington's in trouble this week.
It's Utah and Oregon State. It's going to be rough.
Well, since Oklahoma was on this list, we already know they're pretender. They're cheeks. How about their rivals, Texas?
Mm.
With Quinn Ewers, I would have given them contenders because at least after that, they've been trying and they battle.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give up. I honestly don't know where they're at right now. Like Murphy's played fine as a backup. Like that's as good as it's gonna get for coming in there for the starter.
I still believe in Texas. They're pretty talented. I don't know how I feel about Sark, but yeah, they're still a contender. They got one against Alabama. Alabama has to overcome that, and I bet Alabama's next. Alabama's definitely a contender, but if fucking Texas wins,
they're actually not next. Next is Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. Oh, we're going straight down the rankings.
I think Oregon's a good contender, especially if they make it to the Pac-12 and beat Washington.
We'll see. Their best wins are one against Utah at Salt Lake against the Pig Farmer, and the 4-5 Colorado Buffaloes. God. Oregon is we'll see. They gotta beat Washington again if they want to be a contender for me. They gotta get to the Pac-12 championship.
Cedric,
man, they lost a game. I picked them. I'm calling them pretenders. Niggas supposed to make that field goal.
And then we can talk. Then Alabama.
Think they're back.
I mean, I don't think they ever left.
Yeah,
they just lost that game to Texas, and everyone said the sky was falling. Well, not everyone. We didn't, but all fine, Mom.
I'm interested to see if they make it to SEC championship, which I think they will. How they play against Georgia, I can see them being contenders.
Cedric, you and your buddy Saban, you guys riding the jet together? What's going on?
Call this man my buddy. I'm just telling y'all, this nigga got money. He runs this college football scheme. I'm telling y'all, just wait till. Listen, I'll take that to the grave. We could be old as fuck on this shit, and when that shit comes out, I'll be like, I told y'all so. Like that's all I'm saying.
Ole Miss.
Contender.
Man,
you said contender?
I said pretender.
Okay. I mean, that's Justin's boat. Those are his boys.
Yeah,
as he says, they could beat everyone but Alabama.
The defense isn't good enough, unfortunately, to be a real contender in this thing. So they're a pretender.
Cedric?
Yeah, man, I mean, that's the only thing they're missing.
Yeah, I agree. And the team that loses to Ohio State, Michigan every year and somehow becomes 10-2, wins a big New Year's Six game. Penn State.
Contender.
They did have a nice win against Maryland, but yeah, they're a pretender.
Yeah.
Man, this week's gonna be great.
The opinion may change. The opinion may change on them. Quickly, Michigan football. Their athletic director, Mr. Manuel, who was on the college football playoff committee, did not go today because he was staying in Michigan, attending important meetings in regards to the whole thing going on. Michigan has till tomorrow to respond to the Big Ten's letter about the illegal signal stealing. Michigan stated today that they have evidence that Ohio State from 2022 stole their signs. I don't think that's their official letter, but whatever. Basically, the Big Ten coaches want the commissioner to do something. If they're doing the code of conduct thing, the most they can do is suspend Harbaugh for 2 games. But 2 games in November is huge because if you suspend him like tomorrow, that means you can't coach the Penn State game. That line would definitely change. Or if you suspend him a week from now, he wouldn't be able to coach Ohio State, which that would change things as well. And you can fine him $10,000 if they do that. If they want to suspend Harbaugh more than the 2 games and want to fine Michigan more than $10,000, you have to make a special committee of Big Ten officials to see if that's right or not. And Michigan can explore legal options to push back against the league. Then you get into the courts and all of that. So they're moving quickly on it, but that's really the latest update.
It's becoming a big old mess.
Facts.
And then, and they also dismissed Connor Stallions this week. So,
well, did they dismiss him or did he resign?
Well, the first came out saying that first it came out they dismissed him, but then it came out he resigned. So maybe he didn't want to have getting fired on his resume.
I mean,
I mean, he's
going
gonna have that
anywhere.
big scandal on his resume if it's true. I don't think it matters.
So we're watching that. I do want to say, just think about make sure I pull his name out. The Big Ten commissioner. This is his first year. He has to deal. He's been dealing. He had the Pat Fitzgerald, the little hazing shit that went on in Northwestern, and Pat Fitzgerald fighting legally to get his money.
Mm-hmm.
You had Mel Tucker doing his stuff, and then he's fighting his stuff to get his money. Now you have Jim Harbaugh doing that, and then after you guys have your Big Ten conference call, and he tells Michigan to hang up the phone, all the other coaches are bitching about Michigan. So as a first-year commissioner, he's going through a lot.
What a first year, man. That is insane. Like, you couldn't have an easy first year like Kevin Warren did.
So this is great. Honestly, he's getting prepared for when your boy Lincoln comes to town. And when Chip Kelly comes to the conference, shit gonna get shaking soon. It's gonna be great.
And the College Football Playoff Committee has stated that as long as Michigan is eligible for a bowl, they're good.
I mean, which I get.
They ain't about to let some signs steal and fuck up their money now.
Oh,
that game
hell
going,
no.
That game about the rate.
That is true. That's 100. That's the other thing too. If you ban Michigan, like, because obviously if Michigan gets to the playoffs, that money, all the Big Ten teams make money from that. So it's wild. It's like you said, it's getting messier. Playoff rankings came out. Everything. The first 6 stayed the same, and then rounding out the 12: Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss, Penn State, Louisville, Oregon State. Anything of interest in that 12, guys?
Oh, looks right to me.
Okay. And then race for the Heisman. Still, Penix is up there, but there's still a lot to go. So time for our top 12. And typically we have Byron started off, but
Am I starting off today?
The head producer's birthday is coming up in a matter of time this week. So we are going to have Justin started off for that reason.
Okay.
So Justin, no pressure. You get to pick the L7C's number 1 team in the country.
I do. I'm going to keep it within the state. I'm going OSU.
Okay. Match it with the College Football Playoff Committee. Byron.
We had OSU at 2 last week. Michigan at 1. I'm going to actually put Georgia at 2 because they had a ranked win against Missouri. So I'm going to move on in our rankings.
Cedric.
I'll go Michigan at 3.
Michigan. I'm going to go Justin. Justin's one of Justin's squads. So I'm going to keep Florida State at 4.
Man, I was getting ready to say, you better not try to put Washington over them.
There was I wasn't going to do that. I was almost thinking about doing something reckless, but go ahead, Justin.
Oh, I know exactly where this man was about to go.
We're at 5 right now. I mean, I don't think Washington is better than Oregon. I think I'm gonna slide Oregon right here. Even though I'm not too high on Oregon either. I mean, they got to beat Utah. Oh no, they already beat Utah. I'm not the highest on Washington right now. Just I don't know. I think they're gonna slip up. I think they're gonna slip up before the year's over.
I understand. Byron.
I am going to go Washington at 6.
Cedric.
I'm going Texas.
It's got Alabama. Man, we had Oklahoma 8 last week. Now they ain't even gonna be in it. Go ahead, Justin. Number 9.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Let's see. The rankings have Ole Miss at 9. Do I really like Penn State, Louisville? or Oregon State more than Ole Miss? Absolutely not. We're going to go with the committee. And we're going to keep Ole Miss right here until we see what they do this weekend. They will hold their spot for now, and they either going up or down next week.
Byron?
I think I'm gonna put Justin pick 9, right?
Mm-hmm. Are we on 10?
I'm gonna put Penn State at 10.
Cedric?
I'll go with the committee. I'll go Louisville. I fucks with the Beavers though, but I'm going Louisville.
Okay. All right. Last spot. I'm probably not going to go with the committee at all. Man, they had them so. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care because they just won. Man, give me Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
I think they deserve it. I think they deserve to be top 12 after that win against Oklahoma. Absolutely.
And if they make it to the Big 12 championship game, they could kiss Texas's dreams goodbye too. They could end Texas and Oklahoma in the same year. That would be wild.
That'll just be sweet revenge for the Big 12.
It really would.
Yeah.
Boy, if they get into that game, ooh.
That's what we should be rooting for as a podcast. Oklahoma State to win the Big 12.
The whole conference will be cheering for Oklahoma State.
Bye-bye, Texas and Oklahoma. Just shitty asses.
Just to go there and go be playing, man. All right. There's some big games. Some for both teams, some for one. Some of them are one-sided. One that is for both teams. Michigan at Penn State. This is Michigan's first ranked opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Their best win was Rutgers. This is going to be at Penn State. I mean, we play Penn State's defense. They are for real. I don't know if that offense is going to improve or if it has improved. And this game is in the afternoon, big noon kickoff on Fox. Currently, Penn State's a 4.5-point underdog at home. Byron, who are you taking in this game? This is 9-0 versus 8-1.
I am taking Michigan. I think they are the better team. And if Penn State's offense shows up like they did against OSU's, it's just going to be over for Penn State. So I'm picking Michigan.
Justin.
ESPN's matchup predictor on their game cast has Penn State as a slight favorite. They think
that crowd is a big difference.
50 to 49 Penn State. That is interesting. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Nittany Lions, man. There's a lot of noise around Michigan. There is a whole lot of noise around Michigan, and I don't know if Jim Harbaugh is rallying the troops. I don't know how these players are taking all this, but that's going to be a tough game to go in the Happy Valley and get the dub. Regardless, it's going to be their hardest game of the season.
Yep.
Best competition they played all season. Yep. So yeah, I'm going to go with Penn State. I'm going to see what they do here. They came out the OSU off the OSU game with the Indiana scare, and then they whooped up on Maryland. So, Penn State feeling themselves a little bit. They're feeling confident, and they don't have nearly as much noise as Michigan has around them right now. I'm going to go with Penn State.
Cedric?
I'm going to go with Michigan. I think this is a good tester game for them. I think, honestly, the entire country is saying the same things that we're saying right here. Is that either A, there's a lot of noise going on that they're not focused. They're focused on probably other shit that's going on. 2, they haven't played any ranked teams, no opponents. Their best win is Rutgers, while Rutgers is a tough team. It's not the same as all these other teams are up for the playoff. And so I feel like they're going to go in here with a lot to prove, especially at Penn State in Happy Valley. I think they'll be amped up to get this dub. If they get this win, they'll be able to talk that shit. So I'm going Michigan.
I just don't know how Michigan will respond if Penn State gets out to like a 14 or like a 10-0 lead, and Michigan has to play from behind. They haven't had to do it all year. Michigan has not been tested all year, and Penn State is talented enough to absolutely give them a run for their money.
Yeah, I agree with everyone. The only reason I'm picking Michigan is because I really do not want to come on this podcast next week and really have to talk about the possibility of the Big Ten East three-way tie.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. I mean, if Penn State wins, it's actually a real possibility.
It'll be way more interesting that way.
It would be, but I don't have the brain power to hear from stupid people about it and then actually hear from it. I will say, Justin, to push back on one thing, Penn State has noise in the fact that he started to come in that pool too. James Franklin, he's got to start beating Ohio State, Michigan. Like that's becoming the chatter now with him.
Mm-hmm.
He has just as talented players, and when it always comes down to these two games, he was whooping on shit. Now he might have a real gripe. He was whooping on Michigan before the sign stealing years. So, but he's got to start beating them.
Saturday is tonight. It's the day because it's at noon, but and it's at home too. It wasn't the Ohio State game. On the road, so I'm going with Penn State, and you're absolutely right. James Franklin absolutely has to start winning these big ranked games. But you can't even compare that pressure on his head, a place that will be retarded, quite frankly, to fire him and fucking compared to Michigan's noise right now as the cheaters.
And they also I know Penn State hates Fox because they always hold them to make them play at noon and won't have their biggest game at night.
Right.
Well, the only reason we're talking about this next one is because Oregon needs to win out. USC is at Oregon. Does USC have a shot in this one?
Justin,
let's bet the over. Oregon wins. I can't even give it energy. I'm not giving USC energy no more.
I mean, yeah, because at halftime, that Washington USC over went from whatever it was to over 100 points.
Yeah, I'm so sick I didn't take it. So sick. I knew it was about to be a shootout too.
Byron, Cedric, anything on Oregon USC?
I don't know if USC has it. They'll probably put up a big one, but Oregon's defense is way better than USC.
Cedric?
Yeah.
Cedric?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said that's it.
No.
I thought you said that after Byron.
No.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I'll believe this. It's at 10:30. I'm probably not going to stay up to watch that game. I'm going to sleep.
I'm definitely taking that over. I'll definitely be up.
Oh, man. Miami. Oh, man. Another one of my favorite
Miami
people.
who?
Florida, Mario Cristobal.
Jesus.
Why are you mentioning his name?
Well, no, it's just for the fact, because they're playing Justin's team. I mean, they still can't. They're in the ACC. They still can't take losses if they want to get to the playoffs. So they got Florida State.
Stop, man. just leave them niggas alone, man.
Justin knows, man. You can't go in that ACC championship game with any L's, or you're running the risk of Georgia taking your spot or Alabama.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Miami has a quarterback problem right now. Van Dyke has fallen apart after the A&M win. So unless he gets his shit together, Florida State's about to whoop the dog shit out of them. Like, it's going to
That's what I'm saying.
14 and a half points worth?
Oh, yeah. I will take it.
Okay. 3:30 game. Byron?
Florida State, man. I don't trust Miami.
Okay. Well, this one might split us in half. Utah at Washington. Cedric?
You said might split us in half. What you trying to say?
I think two people here might be picking you. Washington's not looking.
The only two people I feel like I was probably going to pick the Utes is you and Justin.
Probably.
I am. You already know where I'm going.
I know Justin is. Listen, man. I'm going with Penix. I'll rock with the Huskies this game.
Byron.
Hey, I'm going. My guy Penix and the Washington Huskies at home.
And I was saying the words of Justin, that transient property.
I'm telling you right now, my boy Uncle Kyle about to be ready for fucking Washington, boy, after getting his ass beat at home this past weekend like that. Utah gonna be mad, man. I'm telling you. It's gonna look a lot like that goddamn Stanford game, man. I'm telling you, Utah.
I'm taking Utah. I mean, 9.5. I feel like that's a lot.
Disrespectful.
Like that's a lot.
God, is this for you yelling this man a pig farmer all the damn time?
Well, it's okay because now ESPN says it, so it's all right. They're like, oh, race for pig farmers.
I don't know why it's so controversial me calling that man exactly what he is.
It's just every single time. Like every time though. Like you could let the nigga breathe one time. Shit. He don't get to breathe on the farm. Let him breathe here. Shit.
Oink fucking oink.
Oh yo. Another top 10 matchup, which I mean, Ole Miss at Georgia. Ole Miss has a better offense than Missouri. But they probably don't have the same type of defense as Missouri.
No, fuck no, they don't.
So, Byron, and okay.
Why can't we get any of these games with Georgia on the road? Fuck me.
I also want to know. I don't get what the last week the odd makers had like Missouri almost a 50-point underdog, and obviously they covered. Ole Miss is an 11.5-point underdog.
They just gave them 3 points because their offense is better. That's it.
11. That's a lot of points, man.
That's all it is.
For a team that's only lost to Alabama, that's a lot.
You gotta remember, there's motherfuckers every weekend. They're just going to bet on Georgia too. So the public going to be on them too. That's also why.
Mm-hmm.
I will be interested to see if Ole Miss's offense could get rolling. If they get up, how would Georgia respond? Justin, who are you taking? You went upset last week, pretty much.
Did go upset last week. And I told you last week I'm going to keep betting against these niggas until they fucking lose.
Well, you said
I got the cover last week, and I'm taking Ole Miss again. We're going to go to Oxford and get it done. I mean, they're going to go to Athens and get it done.
Okay.
To get a cover or win?
They're going to win this bitch.
Okay.
Jackson Dart, Junkins, and fucking Lane Kiffin. He's going to show Kirby Smart who the real boss is.
If Ole Miss wins, we do.
With a straight face.
If Ole Miss does win, we're gonna have some problems.
Yes, I root for the most interesting and the most chaotic, and that will be best for this shit right here.
That's true. You're 100% right. But Georgia's gonna win, so.
I know I'm going crazy, but hey, they got to go to Knoxville next week. Georgia got to go to Knoxville next week.
Ain't nobody oh yeah. Can we get Jalen Hyatt back?
I'm telling you,
no.
She can get weird up there.
Watching the Giants.
She can get weird up there in Knoxville, man. They loud. They are loud in Tennessee.
They are loud. Yeah. That's gonna be their Super Bowl. Byron, Cedric, you guys got Georgia or Ole Miss?
I got Georgia. I can't root against Georgia. They're proving they can win. Like I thought Missouri could get it done last week, but Georgia's defense proved that's not happening.
They were there,
damn
man.
Close.
They were there. They were there. Cedric,
I'm going Georgia. I don't think I've bet against Georgia in a while, so I'll roll with them until they lose. If it's this week, oh well. If it's next week, well, damn. I'll tell you this much: if they win these next two, you know for a fact they ain't losing to Georgia Tech. So,
oh no,
right.
that's easy money. The playoff, the Big 12, last chance at the playoff, Texas. They gotta take care of TCU. Do you guys think they get it done? They are 10-point favorite at TCU.
At TCU
at 7:30 at night on ABC.
Oh, that's a night game this week.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Justin's thinking about that transient property.
No, that just changes how I think about anything, bro. Those fucking night games on ABC, man.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas be fucking up. They be fucking up when they get that spotlight. God damn.
I don't know if Quinn's playing this game.
I don't know if he is either. I'm going to take Texas, but I think TCU's going to cover, even though they haven't been good all year. But they got it at home at night. That crowd going to be rocking. Yeah, I got to go with Texas. TCU covers.
I'll take that one as well. I'm not going to add any more. Byron, Cedric?
But yeah, I got Texas. Backup quarterback has been playing well. So if Wynn doesn't play, I think the backup will do well.
Cedric?
Yeah. What that guy said.
Last one, because they also need to keep winning and they cannot overlook anyone either. Alabama coming off that big win against LSU. They are a 10.5-point favorite against Kentucky at noon. And it's always weird to see Alabama play a noon game on ABC. Does anyone think Kentucky can either cover or win this game?
Alabama is going to whoop the dog shit out of them.
Oh, no.
I'm sick of putting faith in fucking UK. Done.
But they run across the river.
Yeah.
Done.
If Jalen Milroe goes off like he did last week, yeah, Alabama's going to whip the dog shit out of Kentucky.
Okay. Cedric?
Man, listen, man. I'll pray for them young men if they lose to fucking Kentucky. Dear God.
First of all, pray for the good folks of Lexington, Kentucky, because that place is going to burn the fuck down if they somehow win that game. I promise you, it will burn down.
I'm telling you, I think Saban will turn it into a hostage situation. Like, it'll be bad.
They're going to get them first. They're going to destroy Kroger Field up in there. I'm telling you.
I'm saying, if they lose that game, Saban's going, no one's getting out of this locker room alive, okay? Like,
All right. With that being said, that is the end of the L7C Podcast College Football Edition. Thank you for everyone who has been listening to these things. We greatly appreciate it. As Byron said, hit the 7K on the Spotify for podcasts, formerly known as Anchor. So we appreciate your guys' listens. And with that being said, if the suspension comes through, that'll be one of the first things we talk about next week with Michigan. And there's a lot of big games, and we're getting closer and closer to Michigan week. That is a big week on this podcast, so we're getting closer and closer to that. So that being said, L7C Podcast signing out.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C Podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.